Hey guys, welcome to another Crowski von Chronos reaction video. Today, oh hello cameo ad. I am not requesting a cameo, but this is the Never Camp Alone SFM creepypasta by Plant. Of course, all the relevant links will be in the description below, and hope you guys enjoy the video and my reaction to it as always. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And yeah, let's begin.
Ever since I was a child, I've always loved the great outdoors.
Oh, good for you.
Just being surrounded
Sure.
by nature gave
Sounds
me a
like
feeling of
good.
happiness.
Good for you.
I'm not sure what exactly I
Being an
enjoyed so much
outdoorsman
about it.
is probably the
Whether it
best,
was the animals, the plants, or just the tranquility, but one thing was for certain. I was
What?
at home in the woods.
Well, Sniper really does
My
enjoy
love for the outdoors
so.
is probably best attributed to my father.
What the
Every
fuck?
summer, him
Wow,
and
I
I
didn't
would
know
load
Heavy
up the
was
truck
Sniper's
and drive
dad.
2 hours north to a cabin he'd rent for a week. We'd
That
spend
sounds
the
really
entire
wholesome,
week
though.
fishing, cooking
Just hanging out
s'mores
with
by
my
a
dad,
bonfire, hiking, and
in the
generally
great
spending
outdoors,
time with
just
each other.
camping and making s'mores and whatnot.
It may sound cliche, but those are some of my fondest memories of my childhood.
Well, it's not really
Suffice to
cliche,
say,
it's
that
very
tradition
normal,
my
actually.
father and I had stuck
Also,
with
why
me
is
even after
your
I had
shirt
graduated
like
high
a
school
garbage
and got a
black
full-time
mess?
job.
Yeah.
Once a
Full-time
year,
job,
I'd
and
save up
hating
my
yourself, and
vacation
that's
days, load up my
awesome.
truck, and make my way to a local campsite.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'd usually bring some friends along, coworkers, or some girls I'd be dating.
Wow.
Most of them weren't too thrilled to be alone in the woods with a guy they had only known for a couple of months.
Yeah, especially
Which
like if
is
you're just
understandable.
a coworker, or like what?
But the few who
Excuse
did
me?
go with me over the years said they had a blast.
Oh, that's nice.
Although I had many people go camping with me in the woods,
Can't believe you
most of
dated
the
the
time
fence
it was
scout at
just
one
me
point.
and my best friend Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy.
We had grown up together, and a couple of times my father brought him along with us on our excursions.
Excursions.
Jimmy
Nice.
didn't care too much for the outdoors, but he was how did he put it? A firearm enthusiast. He also
Okay.
liked to drink and enjoyed bonfires as much as the next guy. So whenever that time of year rolled
Oh
around
wow,
and I
that's
had no
a
one else
really
to go
big phone,
with,
dude. That's the
he was
size of
always
your,
my
that's
last
bigger than your
resort.
head. What the fuck? That's scary.
Last year, he brought enough alcohol to subdue 3 fraternities and ended up drinking most of it by himself.
What the
He called
fuck?
me
How
a
is
few
he not
days after
dead?
we had gotten
How's he not
home,
getting
and he told me
alcohol
he had the
poisoning?
best time ever.
Okay,
Though
well,
I highly
at least
doubt
he
he even
enjoyed himself.
remembers the trip. He spent half the time passed out in a drunken coma in the tent, and the other half he spent shooting beer cans until they were metallic dust.
Well, whatever.
Aside from my
whatever floats your
inebriated
boat, however you have
companion,
fun.
I had a relatively good time.
Yeah.
While he was unconscious, I took a stroll through the woods, admiring the
Passed out
scenery.
with 10. All right, good job. Man.
Even though I would go camping year after year, I always found myself amazed at the world around me.
Yeah.
The trees swaying in the breeze.
God's country, man.
The animals
was created
scampering
by
away
the
from my
Creator.
noisy footsteps.
All
The
this
fresh
beauty,
air
all this nature's
cleansing
for us
my
to enjoy.
lungs.
Might
I
as
was having
well
a great
Have a
time.
great time with it, yeah.
Not long after we packed up, and by we, I mean I packed up and we made our way home.
And your friend was kind of just lazing around like
That was the last time I truly enjoyed camping.
Aw.
A few weeks ago, I was preparing for my yearly trip into the woods.
Yeah?
I attempted to talk some friends into joining me, however, all of them seemed to have plans and couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So I asked
Also, they don't
Jimmy
wanna
if he would
spend
join me
their
once
weekend in
again,
the woods.
though this
Or
time he had to
weekend.
decline.
Sorry,
He told me
buddy.
that his work was riding him, and if he took any more time off, it would result in termination.
Ah, damn.
Upon hearing this, I was put in a strange position I had never found myself in. I know it
Me
may
when all
sound
two of
strange,
my
but
friends are
I
off
always had someone who wanted to go with me every year. I
But
called
didn't
around
you say that it
frantically,
was really hard to get
hitting up
oh, I
old
guess.
contacts whom I hadn't spoken to in
You
months.
had like a bunch of people.
All of my attempts,
You had a
however,
small
had
pool of
proved
people that
fruitless.
always wanted to go with you.
As the week was fast approaching, I resigned myself to going alone. I convinced myself that having some one-on-one time with nature would be spiritually beneficial.
Yeah, okay,
I'm not
sure,
spiritual, but it made me feel better to believe that.
Uh-huh.
The day had arrived, and I gathered up everything I would need for a week of tranquility. I packed it all into the back of my pickup and hit the road.
Nice. On you go.
This year, I had chosen a new location to camp at.
Ah,
I had gone to the same old spot for many years, and I wanted to have a change of scenery.
That's fair enough.
This site had great reviews online,
I like
and was
this
only
site.
an extra
There were
hour
no
drive
creepy
away, so I
demons,
took it.
Skeletons or weird interdimensional
When I
creatures.
arrived, the turnoff into the woods gave me
Boy,
a
about
strange
10.
feeling.
Oh, okay,
The
never mind.
trees on either
0
side
out
of the
of 10.
road
They're
seemed to grow
actually
and
all
fuse
3 of
together
those
at the
things.
branches,
And they gangbang
almost
things.
creating a
Terrible.
natural arch over the road.
Uh-oh.
It was as if I were driving into an endless tunnel.
Oh, the time
The
loop.
further I drove, the more dense the foliage became.
Yeah.
The thought to turn back and go home briefly crossed my mind when I saw a worn-down sign that read, "Campsite ahead." I
Okay, that
sighed
makes
as I
sense.
pulled up to another turnoff that led to a small clearing.
There's DIY,
Oh my fucking
and there's
god.
doing it yourself.
I'm gonna snap your neck, and I'll do that myself. That's a DIY
The first thing I noticed when I
killing
parked
for
was
you
that
right
I was
there.
the only vehicle here.
Or no, actually, I'm in
The
front door. I
reviews
just
had
ordered
led me
my
to believe
minions
this
to do
place
that
was
for me.
a popular locale for families to enjoy nature.
Yeah,
I must have
popular
just
locale
chosen a
underneath the
slow month to
fucking
visit,
highway.
I thought to myself. I grabbed my pack from my truck and made my way into the woods.
Or maybe you didn't consider the fact that every
As I
single
was
review
walking,
was
that
just
strange feeling I
manufactured
felt
by some
earlier had
evil
come
serial
back.
killer.
I couldn't hear the animals scampering away from me. The trees seemed static above me,
Ooh,
almost
dead
frozen in
trees.
time. The
I
air
think
all
that's
around
just
me
a
felt
tree.
dense, and that
Have you
only
ever
seemed
seen
to
a
add to
tree
my
before, dude?
nervousness.
I think you just
I finally
what do you mean the
arrived
trees
at
are
another
static?
small
What the
clearing.
fuck?
The trees
Like, you mean
overhead
no
seemed to
wind was
part
whistling
just
the
enough
leaves?
to let sunlight shine down on this
Oh
area.
my god, dude.
It probably looked like aliens were trying to beam me up.
Yeah,
I quickly got busy setting up the tent and gathering nearby materials for a small campfire.
The trees were static.
I
Like,
found a
hey,
log
shut
at
up,
the edge of
man.
the
Fuck
clearing
you.
and dragged it over so I could have a place to sit.
Even I know the trees are
The
static
day
naturally,
slowly
and I
transitioned to
rarely
dusk,
spend time outdoors.
and with it came a new feeling. One which made me check over my shoulder at the quickly darkening woods around me again and again.
I'm so scared.
I'm not sure why I felt the need to check behind me so much, as there was no sounds to be heard throughout the woods, save for the crackling of the small fire in front of me. The night quickly fell upon me. I decided to head to bed in hopes of a better tomorrow. I
Yeah,
crawled into my
good
flimsy
idea.
tent, zipping it up behind me. I quietly slid into my sleeping bag and laid there listening. The crackling of the fire had died down.
Okay.
I
fire's
was
done.
left with an utter silence.
Yeah.
A silence
That's
that
good.
shouldn't be in the middle of the woods. I
Why?
laid there
Would
for
you
20
prefer
minutes trying to
coyotes,
take
like,
my mind off my
yapping and
surroundings.
yipping as they surround your tent, ready to
My
tear you apart?
fatigue slowly started to grow, and just as I was about to drift off to blissful sleep,
Good night, sniper.
I heard something.
Oh, it's just
It was the
crackling
snapping of a
branch.
stick right next to my tent.
Yeah, snapping a stick.
Hearing this amidst the
Snake,
silence
yeah,
forced
snake,
my
that's
eyes
snake.
wide open.
Thanks, brain.
Sticks don't just snap on their own. But
Well,
what was
maybe it
truly
just decided
bothering
to
me
snap
was
on
how
itself.
something had gotten so
Don't
close to
question
my
the stick's
tent without me
decisions. You're
hearing
not the
them.
stick's god.
I laid there waiting, my breath caught in my chest, wondering if something was about to tear through my tent at any moment.
Yeah, probably.
The slowest minute I had ever experienced ticked by. Then two. After what felt like an hour of laying there, I decided to shut my eyes and go to sleep.
No, maybe you should just leave.
As soon as my eyelids shut, I heard something that nearly gave me a heart attack. It was a voice, just on the other side of the tent.
What the fuck?
The voice said my name. Upon hearing this, my flight response kicked in and I tore out of my tent into the dead of night.
Okay.
I quickly glanced around and saw that I was the only one in the entire area. My anxious mind, combined with my imagination, must have just made the whole thing up.
Right, yeah.
Still,
I think you
I didn't
should
want to
just
remain
leave.
in the woods any longer, so I
Yeah,
gathered up my
just
tent and my
depart
supplies,
skedaddle and do
and
not
began my
come back.
trek back to my truck.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Just as I was about to reach my vehicle,
David.
a twig snapped right next to me.
Oh, okay.
Instinctively, I turned, and what I saw froze me in my tracks. It's
What did you
hard
see?
to describe, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, well, describe it for me. Just give it a
The
shot.
creature
What the
was
fuck?
about the same size as me.
Oh my god, two sets of horror. The creature.
But its arms seemed too long for its body.
Right.
Its knuckles seemed to just barely hang above the ground.
I think that's just
Its
the Silver
skin
Blight.
was
You guys should
incredibly
check out the
pale.
Silver Blight series, by the way.
A stark
I think I'll
contrast
think
against
I'll
the
start
black
reacting to
woods
that as
behind
well.
it.
Such a great series.
Its face was unsettling.
Great TF2 horror.
Completely
Great TF2
bald.
horror web series. Oh, okay.
It had no eyes.
That doesn't look bald.
It had a large mouth filled with razor-sharp teeth.
Okay. Yeah, that's
As horrifying
real
as
scary.
that was,
Plastic
what
teeth.
really freaked me out was how it was moving. It somehow wasn't making a single sound. I was
he's just
watching it
gliding,
take
man. He's
lumbering
just
steps
vibing.
towards me,
You should take a
but with
picture
each
of it.
step it took, I didn't hear anything. It was getting closer to me. It stopped only a few feet away from me and called out my name again, almost as if it were looking for me.
Yeah, I'm here. Just
I ran.
Okay.
I made it to my truck and tossed my bags in the back. I never drove faster in my entire life.
And then I got.
I didn't stop speeding until I was safely back home.
That's the end of the story.
I used to love the outdoors,
Well,
but
I
now
guess you're
I'm
just
too
not
terrified to even
anti-outdoor.
leave my house.
Oh, come on, dude. It's not that bad.
I haven't been sleeping well, and I've been having
That's
some
just like a
really horrible
single-
dreams lately.
Single fucking stretch
And
of
I
wood.
swear, on quiet nights, I can hear twigs snapping just outside my window.
I think you're just.
So if any of you plan on going
okay,
camping
that's
soon,
kind of a weird, abrupt.
please take someone with you.
Wow, thanks,
If you
random
don't-
guy with guns.
You might not hear the creature coming for you,
The creature.
and it'll be too late to get away.
Yeah. Well, that was good. Thank you all so much for watching. And again, I will begin reacting to other things very shortly, besides SFM creepypastas, like the TF2 horror web series known as Server Blight. And honestly, you guys should just leave stuff in the comments, ideas for me on what to react to and what to go over, and maybe I could do some reviews as well, like like some series that I watch, and I could just make some reviews of those. Okay. Thank you again, Brain. But yeah, thanks guys so much. Hopefully, I'll begin uploading more consistently, and yeah, thank you all so much, Darksiders, and have a great day. Peace.